And thanks for inviting us in. It's now 11 o'clock, and we want to begin tonight with addressing infrastructure challenges and promoting safer streets. The Indianapolis Metropolitan Planning Organization is putting nearly $2 million into an intersection that has been a real trouble spot for years. Our Logan Gay is following the money for us. And Logan, the MPO is also using grants to kickstart some other big projects, right?
That's right, Scott. It's a lot of money for multiple projects across central Indiana. One big project is slated for 2026, and some of these are planning grants, meaning investments in the earliest stages. If you want to know where your federal gas tax money goes every time you fuel up, well, a portion of it goes here to the Indianapolis Metropolitan Planning Organization, or IMPO. The organization gets about $65 million to fund infrastructure projects around the region. Take this intersection on the southeast side of Indy in Franklin Township. The Department of Public Works is preparing to start construction on a new roundabout at Southport and Five Points Road. A $1.9 million grant will cover 80% of the construction and inspection costs. Money David Taylor, who works at the Ace Hardware nearby, says will be well spent.
If there is any construction on interstate, which 65 is right now, and they don't want to deal with that, this is where they go.
DPW leaders agree this investment is needed.
We had a 4-year study period for this intersection. In that time period, we've recorded 64 crashes.
The goal is to reduce the number of wrecks. Construction on the roundabout is expected to start next year. And work is also underway on ideas for other parts of the state. Nearly $1 million in planning grants for Indy, Speedway, McCoursville, Whitestown, and Hamilton County.
The theme of all 5 of the projects are looking really at safety. You'll see several of them are bike and pedestrian users.
Ideas and realities aimed at safer Indiana streets. Taylor is excited to see these plans be put into action, to see relief on the road and a boost for business.
When the lines are backed up, it's hard to see where the entrance is. It's also, it deters people away. They don't want to have to go back into that line once they stop in.
DPW leaders say they hope to have that roundabout completed by next summer.
Logan, thanks so much. And now to a conversation tonight in Muncie about voting access. The League of Women Voters hosted the event as Delaware County leaders consider vote centers. The organization's president told us it's been in the works for years, but it has never made it past the finish line. So tonight, Hoosiers got to learn about vote centers, ask questions, and give some feedback. Right now, Delaware County voters have to vote at a specific location on Election Day. League President Linda Hansen told us vote centers are secure and give people options.
It makes voting more accessible. It makes it easier for them to get out to do what they need to do and to vote, which is crucial if we're going to make our democracy work.
Now, according to the League of Women Voters, 67 of Indiana's 92 counties have vote centers. We should also learn if Delaware County will join the list next month. The clerk scheduled a meeting for the election board on the 11th to vote on vote centers. Well, vote centers are expected to come up during an election study public meeting just announced by the Indiana Secretary of State. It is set for next Wednesday. The Secretary of State says they'll also discuss the timing of municipal elections. The meeting is scheduled to start at noon at the Indiana Government Center South Building. Well, Jim Irsay was the face of football here in Indianapolis, the heart and soul of the Colts organization, a dedicated philanthropist. His death sent shockwaves through our city. Now a new report from the Washington Post calls into question the circumstances of Jim Irsay's passing.
The people who are telling us about his relapse, they all loved him too. And they believe this doctor played a role in his death.
We just talked with Will Hobson, one of 3 Washington Post reporters looking into Jim Irsay's death. Irsay made no secret of his struggles with mental health and addiction. Hobson told us he talked with 5 people close to Jim Irsay who confirmed a relapse, that Irsay had been taking opioid pills and getting ketamine. According to the Post, sources say the drugs came from a prominent addiction specialist out in California. The Post cites 3 overdoses in the last 5 years of Irsay's life, including one in 2023 at his home in Carmel. At the time, the Colts told 13 News Jim Irsay was getting treatment for a severe respiratory illness.
You know, the Colts misled the public about what was going on with Mr. Irsay over the last 2 years of his life, and the manner in which the team handled his death allows for the possibility that it wasn't sufficiently investigated.
Jim Irsay's death was ruled cardiac arrest caused by pneumonia. He died in May at the Beverly Hills Hotel in California. We talked to police in Beverly Hills today, and they told us their investigation into Irsay's death is closed. We also reached out to the Indianapolis Colts today. A statement from Irsay's daughters, who now run the organization, say, "Our focus remains on honoring our dad's legacy, his decades of philanthropy, his loyalty to the Colts and its fans, and his passion for mental health, advocacy, music, and second chances." Our coverage of Jim Irsay's life and his impact on our city continues right now over on WTHR+. There you can stream those stories on demand. Just download our free app and you can watch on your TV. Angela?
Scott, most of central Indiana right now in the 60s. Had some showers earlier today, especially Indianapolis north and east. Radar is clear now. 62 Muncie, 62 Greencastle, 62 Shelbyville, and 60 degrees in Bloomington. Sunny and mild in that Friday forecast. High temperatures again expected in the middle and upper 70s. That's where we will start the long holiday weekend in the 70s, both Saturday and Sunday, but a warm up on the way. I'll have those numbers.
Here's a look at the other stories making headlines right now. A Marion County jury just found a former IMPD officer not guilty of rape. Myron Howard was accused of having sex with a woman after arresting her boyfriend for domestic battery. The woman says it happened after Howard implied she could be arrested too. Prosecutors argued that was rape, but the defense argued the woman lied about the circumstances, afraid of how her boyfriend would react. Tonight, we know an Indiana trooper used a taser to stop a suspect accused of stealing a state police SUV. This happened yesterday. Tonight, we just got the court documents that say the driver refused to follow the officer's commands as he told him to get out of the car. Investigators say the suspect told them he was homeless and was going to bring the SUV right back. Tonight, a driver is recovering after a crash with a train in Vigo County. Investigators say the driver passed two stopped cars before entering the crossing. They say the lights and signals were on. Medics took the person to the hospital. Law enforcement cited the driver for not having a license and disregarding a train signal. Tonight, the Indiana Department of Homeland Security is working with FEMA on follow-up meetings for people who have applied for federal disaster help. The disaster declaration includes 25 counties. This comes after strong storms sparked tornadoes and flooding earlier this year. The state just wrapped up visits to those counties and initial meetings with applicants. Remember, you can find all of our latest local stories anytime on our 13 News app. Butter returns to Indianapolis. The Fine Art Fair features pieces created by Black artists from across our state and around the world. This is the 5th year for this event. You can check out paintings, sculptures, and other works. Organizers say only 11% of the artwork displayed in galleries is created by artists of color. So that's why events like Butter are so critical, giving Black artists a place to be featured. Artists pay no fee at Butter and no commission on sales. Organizers are expecting about 15,000 guests. Butter is taking place over at the Stutz on Capitol Avenue through this weekend. Well, tonight we're getting our first look inside of a new school here in Indianapolis. IPS hosted an open house at the Margaret McFarland Learning Academy. It gave members of our community a chance to meet school leaders and get a glimpse at how this school is helping children. District leaders say the school is powered by Chance Light. That's a program designed to assist kids in every area of life, not just the classroom.
This school allows them to know that IPS loves you, we care about you, and we are here to serve you, serve your academic needs, but your holistic needs, and we support their families as well.
The Academy opened its doors to students on August 4th.